Whoa, 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 whoa. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. I'm very, very tired. Which is silly because I went to bed at a normal time. And I also don't have my regular coffee. I have Keurig. I don't want to talk about it. No, I'm just kidding. Good morning. I'm a little discombobulated this morning. A hair in my mouth. I'm a little discombobulated this morning, but that's not totally unusual. I just don't have my regular coffee, and I know that's weird, like I'm being a baby right now. I'm just like really. Thank goodness you're here. I watched Morning Joe for 12 minutes and wanted to scratch my eyes out. Uh-oh, I haven't even checked the news this morning. I've been doing cat stuff and God, all kinds of things. All kinds of things. Anyway, what happened? Do I want to know? I don't want to know, do I? I'm just going to pull up New York Times because I'm lazy. Hi, Neil. How are you? All right, let's see. Do I really want to? I don't really. Do we care? We don't care. Do we care? We don't care. Let me move this. Let me move this. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what's happening. They're just moving the goalposts. Yeah, all's well here. Just another day older. Another day wiser. We're all getting older and wiser. Field hearing entitled Financial Institution FinTech Partnerships. Is that any good? I don't know. I don't know. What's happening in the fucking thing? Hey, look at who's live. Look at who's live. Look at who's live. What the hell, man? Oh, I don't think these are our preliminary examinations. I'm going to show you. Oops, maybe I'm not. I don't think those are the preliminary examinations we've been listening to. That doesn't look like an elector. That doesn't look like a... It looks like a Republican, but it doesn't look like an elector. All right, that's probably not us. That's probably not us. We're probably in the wrong courtroom. Hold on. Hold on. We're in the wrong courtroom.
Okay, on the record in the matter.
Whoops. Oh, shit. Let me just see what she's saying.
Dana Cisneros on behalf of the people.
Spencer Clayton appearing on behalf of Mr. Mendez.
Oh yeah, no, this is not. This is not our. This is not our court case. We're not in this court case. Let's see. Oh God, these bitches. The chicks on the right are live. So there's that. Hold on. Scooby Dooby 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 Doo. I thought they're doing field hearings. Okay, I understand. I understand. I get it. It's okay. Understand. Okay, hold on. Let me do other things. Hold on. I'm doing something. I'm doing something here. Okay, let me try round 2. God, I really hate this, but okay. I can't care. Oops. Oh. Ooh. Bitch. Oh my God, stop. I'm sorry, everybody. Good morning. Hold on. Hi, CF. How are you? Hi, you. Another day older and deeper in debt. Ooh. hate these people. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Oh my God. I want to go back to the fucking paper. Okay. Well, hell. Okay, here we go. This is the Philadelphia Inquirer. Let me get a better picture of it. Perfect. Perfection. Okay. This is our new periodical, the Philadelphia Inquirer. What's this? Biden's campaign held an event at a Philly church. Was that allowed? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Goes largely unenforced. They're doing an entire story on how Biden... What? What? President Joe Biden chose to hold one of his first public appearances after his disastrous June debate performance at a Philadelphia church. Aaliyah, what the fuck's your problem? Oh my God. Really? Are we gonna do that now? Are we gonna do that now? This is how we're gonna do this? We're gonna do this right now? We're not gonna care about what this actually is a choice between? We're not gonna care about that? Is that really where we found ourselves? Like, is that where we are? It's not enough that women are dying because they can't get access to abortions? It's not enough for that? Yeah. Well, I mean, I have to find the press somewhere, right? Like, what the fuck? What am I... That's the top story above the fold? I just don't even know what the... I don't know if it's like a... I want to get some headlines. Oh yeah, I can't read the LA Times. I don't have a subscription. I mean, but I guess I'm just wondering because I'm I love a good investigative journalism. I really do. I really love investigative journalism. I really do. But I don't understand why this is the top story on Biden and everything we've seen with Trump isn't enough. Yeah. Face eating leopards feast in darkness. Well, there it is then, folks. My goodness. What a weird place we find ourselves. Oh, this is a good one, too. Wow, this is just a great day for news. Pennsylvania lawmakers reached $47.6 billion budget deal with sweeping changes to public education. Overall, the state will increase spending by 6.2%, or $2.72 billion, over last fiscal year, which is great. I wonder what the increases in other budget line items were. I wonder what the percentage increases were for that. New Pennsylvania budget deal injects $1 billion into K-12 schools, but scales back plans to address funding inequities. I don't. I worked in business a pretty long time. And a lot of that time I spent in management. And so I feel like I do know a little bit about, getting shit done and like, budget management and stuff like that, right? Like I've had to do that a number of times. And I'm just, one of the reasons that I am like not, I know it is a dreary day. One of the reasons I am happy not to be in a corporation is I don't understand. I always was frustrated by the process of getting shit done. Like why for whatever reason, humans don't always take the most direct route to solving a problem, right? And that's understandable. But I really feel like, I mean, I can just imagine, I can almost hear these conversations about, like budgeting for a school and where you're going to put your money and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. I just think that, the way we collectively do things and implement ideas is really, it feels so heavy and inefficient sometimes. And that is really what I just, the inefficiency of just getting, cut to the chase. We don't have enough smart people that know how to just cut to the chase and say, this is, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm rambling a little bit. I don't mean to. I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated that I guess we didn't learn. I used to think everyone was like smarter than me and like, oh, they, it's just the way it has to be. But I don't think people are smarter than us. I just don't. I don't think that, and I mean, I don't mean that flipply. I mean, just like in general, I think we give people too much credit sometimes for having the better idea. You know what I mean? I feel like we sometimes we give that power to other people and they really don't deserve it. They really don't deserve it. And that's frustrating to me because I feel like we're in a particularly idiocracy right now. Well, this is interesting. The Philly DA's office is building a team to target serious in-election interference crimes. Let's see. Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner's office is in the beginning stages of creating an elite team to target election interference crimes surrounding the 2024 election, should they occur. Should we even have an election? No, I'm kidding. I hope. Matthew Stiegler, senior advisor to the DA, has been tasked with launching, building, and leading a team that aims to identify and prosecute serious election interference crimes. The team will focus on investigating threats against elected officials and other intimidation efforts and serve as an expansion of the DA's office's current election task force, which is primarily focused on day-to-day complaints that unfold at polling locations. Our efforts are absolutely nonpartisan, Stiegler said. We're firmly committed to protecting the democratic rights and safety of every Philadelphian. We're significantly expanding our efforts in the face of increasing threats to democracy nationally. While the expanded team will most likely not be a permanent fixture of the office, the group would continue to work until all reported interference crimes are prosecuted. The most significant incident of election interference in U.S. history was on January 6, 2021, attack on the U.S. Capitol fueled by former President Donald Trump's false election fraud claims. In the months leading up to that day, Philadelphia encountered interference attempts during the 2020 election. 2 illegally armed men were arrested outside of the Pennsylvania Convention Center after traveling from Virginia to Philadelphia to attempt to disrupt the voting counting process. Secretary of State Al Schmidt, then a city commissioner, and his family began receiving threats after refusing to back Trump's unfounded claims of election fraud. Hi, Lee. How are you? Butterflies. Butterflies. GP, what are you doing? They're both siding Trump and his gang pander to evangelicals all over the place and show up at various churches. Of course, anything Biden does that even hints at that. I know. See, that's why. And I'm not saying that he should go around and break the same rules that anybody else does. I really don't. And that's not the way we do things. But it is a ridiculous emphasis. It is a ridiculous emphasis. Why aren't we talking about what the Biden administration has accomplished? Why aren't we talking about that? I don't know what people want from him. He is 81 years old. And he has a team around him. And if something happens, guess what? There's a plan for that. This isn't a Trump administration where everybody's hair's on fire. But unfortunately, the media has become like this arm of face-eating leopards who just need it to bleed. They need it to bleed. That's one thing Jim was talking about in the space on Wednesday. Was this, we shouldn't, I guess, to put it in my own words, it feels like we shouldn't overthink this, right? It feels like we shouldn't overthink what is happening here, I think the guy, who's the head of CNN? I'm just going to do this. All right, what do we got here? Who is this guy? Who's Mark Thompson? When was this? 23. A former chief executive of the BBC. This is 2023. And the New York Times sees an opportunity in terms of... A former chief executive of the BBC and the New York Times who says he sees an opportunity in times of disruption was chosen Wednesday to lead CNN, which has burned through 2 leaders and held viewers and bled viewers over the past 2 years. Mark Thompson was appointed CNN's new chair and CEO by the network's parent company. Will replace Chris Licht, who was fired in June. A 4-person team has been running CNN in the interim. Thompson, who left the Times in 2020 after 8 years in the company, Can I just ask a really dumb question? Yeah, let's hear more about me. Stop it. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. I can't remember if this is the guy, but basically there is a guy. Oh, shut up. There is a guy who is in charge of CNN, and he's like a total right-winger. A lot of older people are very wise, Joe Bud. He seems fine. I'm sorry. Like, I'm looking for it, okay? I'm looking for when Joe's going to push the button by mistake. Well, I don't think he is, because I think there are a lot of smart people around him in order to make sure, and I'm sure they're watching him like a fucking hawk. So they're significant. No, they're significant. Hard to see, hard to influence. Wait, who? Wait. About media executives? Yeah. Well, I think we're discussing. Yeah. Well, I think what's interesting is, I know, I'm just kidding. I think what's interesting is that, I kind of think about the people giving the news, right? The anchors. That's right. That's the word I'm looking for. The anchors. So what was odd to me, it's one thing for a media company to be taken over by kind of right-wing influences, right? And I'm sure they exercise a lot of editorial decisions over that. But when the people are actually saying the words on TV, I almost believe that they believe what they're saying. So I'm having a hard time, like, let's take Nicole Wallace. I'm not, and I don't watch them. See, this is the problem. I don't watch them, so I don't really know what's happening. So right now I'm kind of assuming a little bit about what's happening. But I feel like what they're trying to do is, well, but they aren't right wingers because a lot of them have been very passionate about, anti-Trump stuff, or at least you could kind of tell. Like Nicole Wallace sees through the MAGA stuff per se. But I think this all comes down to money. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry. My big circuitous route to this is that it truly is about media leadership saying we need Trump in the mix. Because without that shiny object, we're not thriving. And in fact, we're losing. And this is their perception. We're losing viewers because we don't have enough Trump or enough whatever the Trump of the day is, right? Because I don't think Trump's just like the be all end all. I think he's the most out there example of something that if it bleeds, it leads, as they say in the press industry. And so, it doesn't have to be kind of this whole right-wing collusion in order to, corrupt the media, right? Ruin the fourth estate. All it has to do is be a boss who says, hey, we got to make sure we focus on these things and editorially control that. And then people like Nicole can say like, oh, I'm going to stay because I think I need to be the one to stay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that somewhere in her mind, she's probably like really thinking I can do better by staying here. You know what I mean? That's what my fantasy is. My internal fantasy. Good morning, Gimme Coffee. But I guess what I'm saying is it seems to me we have quite a few media leaders who are steering us towards this because it helps their bottom line. And I that's oversimplification of it for me. But it actually, I think that's where we are now. I think we have a media complex that is driven by profit. And I think we always had that, by the way. Okay. Yeah, actually, Nicole Wallace to me has been always a Republican, but, other people have given her more grace. So I'm willing to use her as an example. I don't trust her. No. Although she seemed the most passionate about the anti-Trump. Again, I don't watch, so I haven't watched in like over a year and a half. Like on a regular basis. I apologize. Sometimes I do watch their clips and things like that, but I literally don't sit down and watch their shows. Because there's too much like stuff we already know, or, they're not talking about the things that I think would be interesting to hear more about. Like I'd like to hear about why Mazars currently, like today, or like, right now, why is Mazars crafting a deal for the Trump company to build things in the Middle East? I don't know if it was Saudi Arabia or UAE, but one of those places or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know which particular location it was. I can't remember, but it's on my Twitter. I want to know why a company that has been prohibited from doing business in the state of New York is allowed to still do business even though the project isn't located in New York. I want to know that. I want to know why Mazars, who basically cooked the books for the Trump company, why they're still allowed to do business. I want to know, okay, I'll be more current. How about that? I'll play. I'll be more current. I want to know why Alex Acosta was able to create a sweetheart deal while he was part of the Trump and then became part of the Trump administration so that he could take care of the Jeffrey Epstein mess. I want to know that. Because those seem like pretty obvious stories to me. Like, if I know that those things happened, don't you think that people who are like investigative journalists know that things like that happened? I don't know. Good morning, Peace Love. How are you? Good morning. Hi, Badger. Harper allowed foreign ownership of Canadian media. See, this is okay. That's another thing. I thought you couldn't like manage or own media if you weren't a citizen of the country. And I'm not trying to be isolationist. I'm just trying to say, like, isn't that a thing? Isn't that a rule? Conrad Black was a Canadian media mogul who went to jail. Oh, God. I don't know. I mean, I'm not, I am not really like, well, I don't know. I guess I am. Hair on fire a bit. But I just think that I don't want to make excuses for the talking human shields, but the problem is among executives. Yes, it is. I agree. I agree. Although I'm surprised, I guess, that we haven't heard from more former people. And I'm not thinking of Brian Stelter because he's a fucking idiot. Fuck you, Brian Stelter. Fuck you. Fuck all the way off. I hate Brian Stelter. I think he's a dork and an idiot. And he also hasn't done anything but whine about his own situation. He hasn't really told us why, what's happening behind the scenes. Do you notice that? None of the people who really leave like CNN talk about this particular issue. Are they under an NDA? I mean, they probably are. Oh, yeah. Brian Stelter's a fuck. I hated him since COVID. I hated him before COVID. Anyway. Too much work for media to chase those threads doesn't meet their goal of instant gratification of the masses. Yeah. I don't know. I think if they broke the case on how, on the slow moving insurgency, I think that would actually help us. I think if they broke the case on how, on just follow the bad faith documentary timeline of where you had, Reagan and all of the people corrupting and bringing in evangelicals to corrupt policy making. Why don't we talk about the unholy partnership between evangelical fuckwads and the takeover of the Republican Party and the Tea Party? Why don't we talk about that? Why don't we talk about the fact that there is no longer a Republican Party? Tiger Beat. I know. I love Tiger Beat. And who would be the centerfold? Who would be the picture in the middle? The poster. Who would be on the poster? I think that's a good question. Who's going to be on the poster in the middle of the magazine? Chachi. I never was a Chachi fan. Okay, I never was attracted to Chachi. Just like back in the day. I think that's a great idea. I think we need more Tiger Beats. I think that's a great idea. Paramount bought one of our networks. Prior to that, foreign ownership of media was banned. I tend to go with public broadcasters. Like, I don't understand. I mean, I thought that was a rule. I thought it was an actual rule. I did. Okay, well, let's see. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, okay. We got some okay, well, okay. Who has, oh, wait, what's this? A blueprint for second Trump presidency gains attention and critics. What? I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. It was a rule until Harper. Oh, rules are for suckers. What is Project 2025? Why are people Googling it more than Taylor Swift right now? Oh, okay. I'm not going to read this whole thing. But within the last 3 weeks, an HBO commentator, a famous actress, and a right-wing policy wonk began talking about public Project 2025 in public, creating an opening for Joe Biden to denounce it. Creating an opening for Joe Biden to denounce. Cream Dream. Oh, yes. That was a crazy magazine. That was a crazy magazine, Max. Shibboleth. Let's see. Oh my God. According to Parker Butler, Biden shared a screenshot showing search data trends. Okay, mandate for leadership. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. It's also been dubbed a wish list. Our goal is to assemble an army of aligned, vetted, trained, and prepared conservatives to go to work on day one to deconstruct the administrative state, says Paul Dance. It's just that. We're just dismantling the administrative state. Calm down. Pull down your panties and relax. Your panties are bunched up. Pull them down and relax. It's just a deconstructing of the administrative state. I don't know what it means either, but it's gonna be okay. The plan calls for firing thousands of civil servants who could then be replaced by political appointees with demonstrated loyalty. Greatly expanding the power of the president, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, like the snake oil, don't you get? You like snake oil, don't you, kid? We're just gonna get you more snake oil. Project 2025 would deeply cut federal money for research. Yeah, okay, we know. We have a good idea. Not the best idea. I'm sure we could benefit from reading it, but I'm gonna just stop. I'm gonna stop. John Fetterman. Dare. John Fetterman is a Biden. He's riding with Biden. And tainted water and lead paint. That's right. Clean water. As more Dems ditch Joe Biden, Josh Shapiro still thinks the president. Where are we? What kind of world is this? Where are we right now? I did not have this on my bingo card. Okay, I did not have, let's swap out the Democratic incumbent 3 months before the election on my bingo card. 4 months. I really didn't. On what planet does any pundit actually think this is going to work? Can I just ask the obvious question? On what planet do you think this is going to work? Really? Who has that much faith in the electorate? Who? Really? Does somebody really think that this is going to work? That they're going to get what they want? Like, work. Okay. Do they think they're going to successfully elect a Democrat that they choose? Let's say they choose them today. Let's give them all the time in the world. Well, clicks don't run the government. So what I'm asking is, for those thinking that this is unworkable with the current incumbent, what is your plan? I mean, is it really, are you taking are Democrats taking their lead now from Bill Kristol, who says, have a open convention or whatever he says, like have a cage match? They haven't announced who the cage match participants are, by the way. So we don't even know who we're talking about. And if you're talking about Gavin Newsom, he's already said that's not his thing. I'm sure he's ready for 2028. Trust and believe. I'm not doubting a minute. But it doesn't seem to me that he's being silent about it, which to me would be a sign that he's open to it. If they bypass Harris, they're done. Yeah, and they should be done. They should be done. Because that's wrong. Well, it's interesting, Peace Love, because I talked to my under 50 voter who is not as fervent as I am about the incumbent, who would like to see more peacemaking by the incumbent. So my voter, my little voter that I know, while is not a fan of war and suffering, or you know, that is the key issue for her. She understands the political landscape very well. And she knows that what she's going to get with Joe Biden is a much higher chance of children surviving than with anyone else. I just, you know, so I think we're I think there definitely are under 50s that are like, no Biden, he's too this, he's a warmonger, he's a this, he's a that, you know, whatever. I'm confident that there's a segment also of the population, of that population, that see through kind of what is happening here and understand that the chance they have for humanity is far stronger with Joe Biden today than it is with anyone else. Anyone. Gavin Newsom, whoever. I don't care who you put in there. Yeah, we flip the op, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm riding with Biden. I'm voting for the shuffly guy. If this were a case where an incumbent had not accomplished, you know, things, or, you know, maybe kowtowed to Netanyahu more so, you know what I mean? Like if it had been a case where it had been what I would call an ineffective president, then I could see where we would have like a, gosh, you know, we just can't stick with this guy. He's been totally ineffective the last 4 years. You know, like I could see that. Maybe not in July, but I could see a year out having that conversation where it's like, oh, I can't really, you know, well, we can't do this. You know what I mean? But to do it 4 months before your election, it's murder. It's suicide. Yeah, I mean to vote against Trump, but apparently don't know who the candidate's going to be. So, I don't know. I mean, you know, I remember what the Trump administration was like. I remember worrying every day what he's going to say or what he's going to do or what decision he's going to make. I do not want to go back there. And that's just the selfish part of me. The human part of me says we cannot go back there. Because enough people have died and enough people are dying because of Roe that I'm not willing to bring us back there. So I don't really understand. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. Because I really choose my presidents based on what they either will or could or did accomplish for everyone. For everyone. Yeah, but he won't, Max. He's got He's got, what does my mother used to call it? Buzzard's luck. He has buzzard's luck. He won't. But, yeah. I don't, I don't think he's a warmonger. I think he actually, because I've paid attention to the U.S. presidents over the years, this president has said more outward pressure on Israel to stop their ethnic cleansing and railroading of the Gaza Strip. He, believe it or not, he has actually said things that other presidents have not said. And is it fast enough? No, because children are dying. But I know that if he is in office, that's a person that we can pressure to do things we want. And that's the beauty of this country, is that protest actually does work. And I think he could, and he has limited Israel. But I think we need to stop and understand how this works. And I want him to stop. I do. I want Netanyahu to be held accountable for what he's doing to both his people and the Palestinian people. I want terrorist organizations like Hamas to cease and desist. So I think with this guy, we can get there. We can get to that place, GP. But I know with the other one, we won't. And hundreds of thousands of people will die. And one death is not acceptable. But I know for a fact that our best chance of peace is with Joe Biden. And he's not going to be the monolith to everyone, and he's doing things in, typical president ways, which is frustrating as fuck. But my point is, we've already seen what it's like under a Trump administration. And it is unacceptable to me that we would put ourselves, and not even ourselves, my life isn't going to change under a Trump administration per se. Okay? My life won't change. My daughter won't have access to abortion should she need it. Women will continue to die. Yeah, I just don't think I don't think he's even better than Trump. I think he's, well, any U.S. president would, but I think it's okay to say stop. But I need him in office in order for him to stop. And I do think that the protests in this country have had an impact. There's all kinds of issues with them, and I get that, and, whatever. I understand. I understand that. And I don't like seeing that. But I also know that there is a lot of authentic desire for peace and stopping the bombing, and for the Palestinian people to have, to be able to live. That's it. I just want them to be able to live and thrive. But let's start with living. So, yeah, and I'm not, I really am, it sounds like I'm like, oh, nationalist, but I'm not. I think that it is, but I just am, I'm doing the calculus. I'm doing the calculus of, I think the protests have helped. Yes, I think, and that's what, see, this is why I actually like our two-party system, because I want people to pull us farther, like the protests, some of this stuff pulls us farther to a place where, capitalism suffers, right? Like if we can pull people and we can get to those places where, there's There's more fairness and equity. And we need people to pull us in that direction. But what has happened? What has happened? Yeah. What do you mean? Do not care. What do you mean? What are you talking about, peace, love? Excuse me? Are you mistaken about what my position is on Ukraine? I don't think we were talking about Ukraine. I was talking about Palestine, but okay. Probably piss and rape jokes. Comments are more than disturbing to me. Yeah. No, I actually care very much about the Ukrainian people. I've been actually quite vocal about defeating Putin. If the protest helped a man, wouldn't have been killed just George Floyd 2 days ago. What? What? No. What? Peace, love. What's going on? What's happening right now? First of all, protests do help. Okay? Protests are probably one of the main ways that policies have changed in this country over the decades. Period. It's empirical data. So yeah, bad things continue to happen. That's why we continue to push. I'm sorry. I might be confused about what your comments are, but you know, like I don't think that. Yeah, the protests, that's how we make our voices heard. It actually does change. That's how we got Civil Rights Act. I mean, literally. So I don't know. But yeah, no, I want this all, I want us to get to a more perfect union. Let's put it that way. So sorry if I'm misunderstood, but I'm like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean I don't care about the Ukrainian people? Huh? No, yeah, I don't, I'm like not, I don't, yeah. You know, the funny thing is that I used to hang out with a bunch of like Code Pink and Jane Addams Peace Society, you know, WILF, Women's International League for Peace and Freedom. I used to help them and belong to that. And so I'm not really a government fan, but I'm looking at the political scene right now and trying to understand where the dynamics put us. And unfortunately, I see, as you do, all of you, we see the problem with, having a media that is basically completely focused on the bottom line and what will be best for them. And that's really incredibly sad. I guess that means we need to uplift other sources like ProPublica, or I don't know what NPR is doing these days. I haven't really listened to them. But I do wonder about that. They weaponize everything. We need formulas on how to unweaponize stuff. Yeah, I don't know. What is that? What is the formula? I mean, we're not going to solve it right now, but I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm going to celebrate this again. I think the fact that Project 2025 is so public now and so popularized, I think that's the best thing to have happened in many years. I think the fact, that to me, we in the collective, and I mean we, like all of us on social media who have been talking about this and all that kind of stuff, we win because we influenced a media system to pay attention to something. You know? Like, I think that is a huge success for the pro-democracy community of people that are really trying to advance a more perfect union. I think that's... You've been to many peaceful protests. Yeah, I have too. I mean, the Women's March after... that was amazing. I was in New York, and Bobo and I volunteered to help on that on that march. It was a massive crush of humanity, don't get me wrong, and I was like completely exhausted at the end of it because crowd control was crazy. Crazy. But it was wonderful. Wonderful. Yes. Have been to protests, both peaceful and less so. I think protest is absolutely vital. All those murky conservative organizations in the U.S., they are. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, GP. Yeah, the energy of that many people is amazing. It wasn't amazing. That was a beautiful day. That was a beautiful day. And to be with my daughter, like that was really wonderful. That was really, we both talk about that like it was a wonderful day. But it's, I don't know. I don't know. Do we deserve? Maybe we don't deserve it. No, we do. It's great privilege. It's great privilege to think that you can swap out an incumbent. Thank you, Easily. Actual news must be separated from opinion and celebrity bullshit. Yep. I saw there's supposed to be a Project 2025 rally protest. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Oh. All right, let me see. Whoops. Oops. Oops. I can't spell. See, because I don't have my coffee. I don't have enough weird. And this is stupid coffee. Ooh. Okay, so they're scared. All right, let me tell you about how scared. Let me tell you how scared the Republicans are right now. They know they're going to lose. Okay. So let's talk about what's really happening here. They can add voters just the way we can, right? And they've done the math. And they've determined that they cannot win on the popular vote. They just can't. Republicans cannot win on the popular vote. They haven't. They didn't during Hillary. They did not beat her on the popular vote. She won the popular vote. Can I remind us of that? Hillary won the popular vote. Biden won the popular vote like 40 years ago, right? So what they're going to do, okay, they're going to throw out all kinds of every fucking thing they can find because this is it, kids. This is for the whole stack of bananas. To them, this is their last chance. And that's the part that I think is so fucking frustrating to me. You know, when we watched Bad Faith the other night, this is literally where we are right now is by design. When Tea Party and other influencers came into the Republican sphere, 20 years ago or whatever now. Yeah, kind of 15. They realize that if they lose this election, there is a strong chance that the loopholes that got them so far will shut down. Because the Democrats, believe it or not, will take steps to shut down the fuckery. Now, have they to date? No. So I guess there's a little bit of hoping that they get their fucking act together, but it might not happen. But it certainly won't happen if we didn't. Yeah, I danced. I danced too. Here's where I remind everyone about the literal dancing in the streets. That's right. Thank you, Max. Thank you. So I think, the work's just begun because, you need to be able to put You need to be able to right wrongs and get to the bottom of things. And I'm disappointed that we haven't really gotten to the bottom of the insurrection and the ongoing insurgency. That's what really fucking pisses me off, is that the press has treated the Republicans as if they were normal participants in an electoral process. And they're not. So, let's see. Well, I hope they do a full investigation. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I know AOC, did she submit articles of impeachment for Clarence Thomas? I think I heard that yesterday. I didn't see it, but I heard it. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. So now the conservative think tank, Heritage, that is I imagine it's Heritage, planning a complete overhaul of the federal government in the event of a Republican presidential win, is suggesting that Joe Biden might try to hold the White House by force if he loses the November election. What? Could it be? Look at Joe Biden. Power hungry, whatever he is. A conservative think tank, blah, 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 let's see. Heritage Foundation's warning, which goes against Biden's own public statements, appeared in a report released Thursday that the group said resulted from a role-playing exercise, gaming out potential scenarios before and after the 2024 election. Oh my God. Oh my God. What happens if he refuses to leave? We'll send in Boris Epstein to drag him out. Biden, be there. We'll be calm and civil. And maybe a little funny. Incitement. I thought he was old and feeble. Okay, is he old and feeble or a demagogue? Pick a lane. Is he an old and feeble demagogue? Yeah, I like AOC too. Is there somebody in my house? I swear to God, I just heard somebody talking. I don't have anybody in my house. Anyway, okay, yeah, the lawless Biden administration. Yep, that's right. That's right. It's that lawless Biden administration. I don't know. David's Bridal is leaving its Conshohocken headquarters. Conshohocken. David's Bridal is leaving its Conshohocken headquarters. Goodbye. Goodbye, Schockenhocken. Conshohocken. We gotta go. Okay, all right, let's talk about what's gonna happen. What is today? Friday. Tonight is the lounge. Tonight is the lounge. 6:30. I didn't watch the movie Civil War. Did you guys watch it? I didn't watch it. We have 376 viewers. Woo! We have 15 over here on YouTube, which means we have 361 viewers on Twitter. Yikes. How embarrassing. I hope my boobs aren't showing. The movie Civil War, yeah. It was a MAGA wet dream. I didn't see it either. I'd kind of like to show Bad Faith again on Discord. Zoom was hard, but Discord would be easier. No, but I want to. Also want to watch God and Country. Oh, I haven't seen that. Oh, they're in my bio. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, my tits are in my bio. That's right. I forgot. Damn it. So much media is just outrage. I know. I want to peddle. I'm going to peddle some outrage myself. Have you seen the price of potatoes? Yeah, more Discord. LOL. I know. Badger's like, fuck Discord. It's true, GP. It's all outrage. But not about the right things. Does that make sense? Like it's outrage about stupid stuff. Was reading about Comer's new investigation on 3 White House. Oh my God. Oh God. Are you kidding, Lee? Lee says was reading about Comer's new investigation into 3 White House staffers who are the shadow government. Oh, well, can I vote for them? They want me cranky. I guess so. On Midas Touch? All right, let me check it out. Oh my God, that just cracks me up. I don't know why this cracks me up, but it does. It shouldn't. Smoke weed every day. Let's do this actually.
Make sure you smoke a sufficient number of joints per day.
That's right, bitch.
Make sure you smoke a sufficient number of joints per day. Make sure you smoke a sufficient number of joints per day. Make sure you smoke a sufficient number of joints per day.
What was I gonna look for?
Make sure you smoke a sufficient number of joints per day.
Let me just
Make sure you smoke a sufficient number of joints per day. Make sure you smoke a sufficient number of joints per day.
I can't turn it off. Sorry.
Make sure you smoke
there
a
it is.
sufficient.
Just kidding. I could turn it off. I was kidding. And Nelson, did your daughter get married? Oh, look at how cute. Oh. And Nelson is so awesome. Watch Chip Roy on War Room slams Democrats who oppose the Slave Act. Save Act. What's the Save Act? It's something about voting, right? It's like preventing immigrants from voting, or what is it? What are they trying to do? A vote for whatever darn candidate is a vote for shadow government. That's right. Well, the shadow government's been doing very well. I mean, look at inflation. The shadow government, I say shadow government 2028. I love my Rudy clips. He's very clippable. He's very clippable. Oh yeah. It's the next big lie. Double G. Doot 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 doot. Double boo boo boo. Okay. What?
You mentioned President Trump. He's come out with a big statement regarding the legislation you moved off the House floor this past week. President Trump saying Republicans in Congress should attach the very important SAVE Act to the next continuing resolution. Stop the steal, guard the vote, let the Democrats try to explain why they are against this. Not doable, Donald John Trump. So walk us through what the SAVE Act is, why you chose to bring it to the floor, and then your response to President Trump's call to actually use leverage of government funding to get this into law.
Well, what I love about President Trump is that he actually wants to fight. He actually wants to use leverage. He's exactly correct. We should attach the SAVE Act to a spending bill in September, the CR, the continuing resolution as we call it. Our friend, yours and my friend, Mike Lee in the Senate, called on doing that just last night.
Yes, Jim.
He's the lead author of the bill over in the Senate. I think most of the listeners of Steve's great show are smart enough to know what this bill does and are supportive. But just in case they don't, in short, this bill would simply require documentary proof of citizenship to vote in a federal election. Now, a lot of people say, well, gosh, isn't that already the law? And not really. Currently, the law says that you've got to be a citizen to vote. But we restrict the ability of states who conduct our elections in our federal system. They restrict the ability of states to actually check citizenship. So this bill would fix that glitch. In other words, the federal government can't stop a state from doing it. And we go one step further. We say, look, in federal elections, when we've got jurisdictions like Oakland and San Francisco and New York and D.C. who are actively trying to recruit and to register non-citizens and illegals, we should make it clear that we're going to have a federal standard that you're going to check citizenship. And it's pretty simple. We allow a lot of different ways to do it, so it'll survive court scrutiny. And President Trump understands
radical idea that we're going to check citizenship, but Chip, I've got to show some of the debate to the audience. The Democrats were actually making the notion that you would check citizenship would be the new Jim Crow. This is Congresswoman Jennifer McEllen. Go ahead and play that for Congressman Royce. Yes, go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
This bill is essentially a poll tax, because I am not aware of a single proof of citizenship document that does not cost an individual money to get it. unless we are requiring every state to provide one for free, and then it's an unfunded mandate. This is the 2024 version of the Jim Crow poll tax, and we should vote against it.
Yes,
Only
ma'am.
citizens can vote for the United States Senate. Only citizens
That's right.
can vote for the presidency
That's right.
of the United
This
States.
is allowing.
Okay.
So this extreme MAGA Republican voter suppression bill
Is
is not
bullshit.
designed to solve any
That's right.
problem
That's right.
on behalf of the American people.
That's right.
It
That's
is
right.
designed to jam people up
Yep.
and prevent Americans from voting.
Right.
The extreme MAGA Republican.
So Chip Roy, are you trying to prevent Americans from voting, or would legislation that empowers states and local governments to check citizenship stop the non-Americans from voting? Who
I
are
feel
you
bad.
trying to
I left
jam
my
up,
window
Congressman
open.
Roy?
My poor neighbor.
Yeah, you know, what's really funny is they try to turn this into the race card, right? They always do. It's the only page in their playbook. And I would note 5 Democrats voted for this bill. 5, 198 voted against it. And of those
Those are the
5,
two
2 that I know
slaves.
of
Yeah.
were Hispanic members of Congress from South Texas. So I'm sure they're going to be really interested in hearing how their colleagues think that they voted for a so-called poll tax, or maybe our good friend, mutual friend Byron Donalds or Burgess Owens or any number of our members of the Republican conference that are being accused of
We have
advancing
black
a poll
people.
tax.
We
It's
have
absurd.
Hispanics.
What we're doing is simply saying you got to
They
be a citizen to
voted
vote.
for it.
We provide all manners of ways to be able to prove that.
Which
Following
ways?
Supreme Court precedent and making sure there's not too much of a burden.
Which ways?
But this is just classic
Tell me.
Democrat. Look, they
I love that picture. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I gotta get this picture of Chip Roy's face. Okay. Listen, people. I want to paint a picture for the maggots listening, which there's probably like one, but anyway, sure. You're getting ready. You're leaving the house and you're going to go vote because you're a great citizen. You're a great citizen. You're going to go vote. You're going to get in your car, but you're on your way to work. Okay. So you got to vote, and it's got to be fast because you got to go to work. Even though you're supposed to legally get time off to vote every federal election day. You know, some bosses are just terrible and they don't give you time off and they put pressure on you. So you're rushing out of the house. You drive to the poll station. You stand in line and you're like, checking your watch. Like, I got to get to work. You know, those doormats aren't going to make themselves. I got to get to work. All right. So you're rushing and you're in line. And finally you get up to the polling station. You're going to cast that vote. You're going to do your American, like, just the reason we are so happy in this country. And then they say, well, do you have your passport? Can I see your passport? I didn't bring my passport. I just left my house. Well, do you have your birth certificate? I don't carry my birth certificate with. What? So that is what the SAVE Act wants. The SAVE Act wants you to prove that you're a citizen of this country. And not just the people who don't look like citizens. All of you. All of us. So yeah, it makes it harder to vote. Period. That disenfranchises voters. They don't vote. So it is a terrible idea. It's stupid. And furthermore, the reason this is an issue is because in local, city, county, some local elections, anything that isn't like Congress and, you know, president, federal offices, what different areas of the country are doing is allowing residents of that area to vote in local elections. So that means that if you are here as a farm worker, perhaps, so you're here seasonally, but you contribute, they take taxes out of your wages, all of those things happen. This is trying to prevent residents to vote in local whatever elections that impact their lives just as much as they impact the lives of citizens locally. It is not, there is not a place in federal elections where illegal people who are here without documentation or whatever, haven't gone through the process yet, can vote in the federal. But there are jurisdictions where they allow people to vote locally, which makes sense to me. More the merrier. So yeah, so this is Jim Crow. I don't know, 3 point. What are we on now? What are we on? It's too hot. It is. Anyway, yeah. So there's Chip Roy, the asshole. He's got anus mouth too. Yeah, he probably needs a little bit of a wax around that anus, but you know. Postal vote, yeah. See, this is it. Voting is mandatory in Australia. It should be mandatory. That actually should be mandatory. James Crow Esquire. Yeah, right, Carla. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, no, the SAVE Act is dumb. The SAVE Act is stupid. And you know, it's interesting because it seems to me that that's a move by the federal government to control what states do. Ouch. Well, that's not what they meant, was it? But here they are telling the states what to do. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyway, well, have I got you angry enough yet? I'm sorry. I hope I didn't. I'm going to go try and find some real coffee, I think. States' rights was always a feint. Yeah. Yeah. Bullshit. It's all bullshit. Well, check your voter registration, please. Vote.org. A grown gray-bearded adult going by the name Chip. I know, right? Chip. Do we have pre-polling? I don't know what that means. Is that like I'm not sure what that means. I feel like they do too much polling in the U.S., if that makes any sense. Vote early. Yes. Vote by mail. Do all the things. Do all the things. Our postal system sucks. I just received some mail that was sent from Miami at the end of May. Oh my God. Terrible, Jim. My Lord. God, that's that little man. What's his name? DeJoy. There's no DeJoy in Mudville today. Here you can vote several weeks. I know. See, they should have that. I mean, they do have it. We can do that too. In California, it's vote by mail. Yeah, I actually do. I deliver my ballot to the ballot box. I don't go in, but they have ballot drop boxes outside the polling stations. So instead of standing in line, I just go to the polling station, but I drop it in the drop box. I don't know why. I don't like our mail system. Maybe that's it. Maybe I don't trust in the mail system, but I'm not really sure. All right. Well, what a morning. Oof. I haven't had nearly enough weed. I had a whole joint that I didn't smoke. I was trying to smoke that and I didn't. Maybe I will. What else? Let me see what else is happening. Hold on. I might not leave yet. I might leave, but I might not leave. Double double do. Bing bang boom. Bang 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 bang. Do 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 da do da. Scoobly doobly boobly boo. Scoobly doobly doo. Whoop. You know, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and that's the way I'm going to take most of the stuff I see. Do 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 dar do dar. Well, there's nothing happening except if you're not Alec Baldwin, you're not on YouTube today. Okay? Okay. You ride your bike, Lee? You're so good. I need to get a bike. I'm scared of riding a bike in Los Angeles. I'm scared I'm going to be hit by a car, which is probably going to happen, so I probably shouldn't. I put all my ballads in the box, but nobody seems to sing. Oh my God, the Ballad of the Box. Oh my God, that's a song, the Ballad of the Box. I was driving to the pole station on Tuesday the 5th. I sung all my ballads and gave them, wait, I don't know, a whiff. I don't It's electric and a blast. Yes! I want a bike. Oh, I want to come and ride bikes with you. Does LA have critical mass? Yeah, we do. Well, I don't know if they call themselves critical mass, but there is a bunch of bikers that go up and down. I don't know. I don't think they call themselves critical mass. Maybe they do. I don't know. And then we have, I don't think we have the naked bike riders. I think that's mostly San Francisco. But I always enjoyed that. Although I always thought, wow, I would not ride a bike naked. It just seems so uncomfortable. I just can't imagine it being comfortable. I don't know. All right. So tonight, lounge. It's time to lounge. It's Friday night and the feeling's right. Oh yeah, it's Friday night. Oh what a night. Yeah, it's Friday night and the feeling's right. So it's Friday night. Oh, what a night. Please come and play with us tonight for a couple hours on YouTube and the rest of them. Yay, lounge. That's right. Trivia. And laughs. Laughs abound. Let's have a Friday night freak out. Yeah, we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun tonight. I promise. On tricycle. I could tricycle naked, right? Easily, because they've got like the flat seat. So, you know, everybody can just rest. It's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged, I tell you. It's rigged. That whole goddamn game is rigged. That's right. It is rigged. But for the right reasons. It's rigged the right way. Oh my gosh. I love you guys. And then let's see. Tomorrow. I got to do some gaming. You guys, I have some new games. That I want to play. And I don't know if I don't know if I can do it this weekend. I'm just exhausted. And I think it's just depression. And I think it's like, but it's like a physical manifestation. So I'm really trying to break out of it. And I really want to show you guys some of these new games that I downloaded. So I will really try and do a gaming session this weekend. And I also wanted to do, I wanted to go to the farmer's market, but I don't know. I might not. In lieu of that, I might do gaming. So anyway, I don't know. We'll see. But I have new games I want to show you, and I'm actually okay at them. I'm not terrible. I mean, I'm bad. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not terrible, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so yeah, I'm looking forward to showing you those games. And they're fun. They're like stories. They're like, you know, it's hopefully fun to watch. I mean, I shouldn't say that because it might not be fun. But anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. I love you guys. Really, a lot. Super lots. No, I really do. And thank you. Thank you for everything, because it just really, I really appreciate people showing up. I really can't tell you that. I just really fucking appreciate it. It's like a lot. Time to escalate self-soothing. Yes! It's completely time. It's time to soothe. Yeah, let's get really high today. That's your goal. That's your job. Should you choose to accept it. Soothe yourself like a lot today. however that manifests for you. But don't drink and drive or do anything like that's going to put you or other people in danger. I don't want you to do that. No parkour. No tower climbing, you know. None of those high things. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come to the lounge. I will. I feel great. I feel great. I'm just tired. Yeah, and we need to take a break from the news. I look forward to the morning get-together since I no longer watch the news in the morning. Well, I'll try and come up with better news. All right. I love you guys. Peace out. And don't let the turkeys get you down, because the turkeys are fucking stupid and we're the smartest people and we care about each other and we love each other. Okay, ice cream it is. There you go. Give me coffee. That's the way to do it. That's the way. All right, my loves. Have a good one. Tess! Hi, Tess! Rock on! Butterflies, I love mornings with you too. Shake up the status quo, daily down low. The comedy news you gotta know. Daily down low. Breaking all the rules, spreading laughing like a bunch of crazy fools. We're punk rock rebels, turning heads into beasts. So join the chaos and let the craziness begin.
Stupid.